trying to be your friend, I'm just trying to get to know you. But then if you wait too long, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, you've led me on. Like, why did you stand here talking to me for 20 minutes if you didn't want to do anything? Yeah. It's like, because either way I can't win. Like, sorry, like, can you leave? Like, yeah. It's just, it's such a frustrating dynamic, and it's like there's no right way to handle it ever. And it's
you're
like,
gonna feel bad anyway.
It's
after,
like, piss off, like, as if you came over here like just to talk to me. Like, don't you have friends? Like, go talk to them. Like, I don't care to get to know you. Like, and then I'm like, am I like sending out a signal? Like, did I invite this like over? What? It's just, yeah. There's so many things about being a woman.
Yeah. Very stressful. Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, and even now it's like we can't feel safe in the daytime, in the nighttime, like
around people.
Can't can't start new hobbies, can't go walking, can't go running, can't go dancing, can't do anything without the fear or like without having to like prepare to like defend yourself or to like, you know, all those. I was reading a lot on social media about how, you know, women like take the long route home because they don't want to cut through a park anymore. You know, there's no shortcuts, especially if it's like dark or have to hold your keys in your hand a certain way, and definitely like there haven't been many times where I've felt like, oh, I have to have my keys prepared now, but like still sometimes like when I walk back home, like in my estate, there's like a laneway, very short laneway, but it's dark, and I always think like, what if someone's just like hiding in the corner, like waiting to jump out, and like the street lights, like they don't even work, like it's so poorly lit, and I literally have to turn on my flashlight on my phone just to see where I'm going, let alone be worried if anyone's gonna like emerge from the dark. And like that, even like that's my own housing estate, and still I'm on edge because it's like it could happen anywhere. And you know, there are so many stories of women who've been attacked and like it happened right on their doorstep. It's like you know, it was within, you know, wherever they usually exercise, like a very like close proximity to home. And it's just like, it's freaky.
I mean, how many times have you passed there? Like infinite times, and every time being stressed and anxious of passing there, then it all adds up, and it's just it's tiring. So like you reach home and you're like, okay, I'm alive today, that's done. And so you have to calculate your road, how you're dressing and everything, and it's stressing and tiring.
I even saw there was something about like what would make somebody like attack another person. And it was almost kind of like framed as like tactics to like, if you want to avoid looking like vulnerable, then, you know, it's people that like are, you know, walking quickly, or if they like have their phone to their ear, or if they have like music on, like if they look like they're competent, or they know where they're going, or they're just like, you know, walking quickly, like it would maybe like put someone off like attacking you, because it's like, I don't know, whereas if you're kind of like, you look like you don't know where you are, if you look unsure, if you're walking slowly, if you kind of aren't fully like aware of your surroundings, it's more likely that you might be like a better or like an easier target or something. A better target, oh my god, that sounds terrible. But like there are things that like go through a person's mind like before, and so after reading that I was like, okay, I always have to look like I know where I am. I'm like a woman on a mission. Like I'm walking really quickly. Like literally like making a phone call. Or like there are sometimes where even as I'm like walking up the steps to my door, I sometimes think like, what if it was like right now that someone just like grabbed me as I'm like right there at the door? And like it's so ridiculous, because I mean, I don't think you would run up to someone as they're about to walk into their house.
never be too sure. So
yeah, but it's just that like, I hope that this podcast, I hope you have a lot of male listeners. Like I really hope. I feel like it will be more female listeners, but I mean, any females listening, play this for any males that you know, please. Just like send it to all your male contacts and just make them listen, because I think once you get up to like, you know, your 10th or 12th episode and like, you know, you have hours of footage of people talking about their experiences, I think it'll really force everyone to be like, shit, this this is an everyday occurrence. It's not just the one time it comes up in the news. It's not just the really extreme stories. It's like the everyday little things that force women and victims of these kinds of things to really have to check themselves and to be prepared. And like it's awful that we even have these like cycles of thoughts going through our heads about like, you know, having to have your route and not walking in the dark and not walking alone. And absolutely, I always like share my location, like live location, because I'm like, if I did get taken, if my taxi driver decided that he was just not going to follow the route and like, you know, drive me off somewhere, like at least someone would quickly be able to find me. Like I hate that I have that sort of like cynical part of my mind, but it's like necessary. And I really hope that a lot of people are confronted with the reality of like, this is not just a once in a lifetime.
If someone is listening and next time sees a girl like in Tesco's and with a man who's been there for like 20 minutes, maybe just like ask yourself, just go up there and say like, is everything okay? Or just like,
I've seen a lot of videos of people like noticing that someone looks distressed and they like pretend to be their friend and they're like, oh my god, hi, haven't seen you in ages, like can I just like pull you over here for a second? And then they're like, are you okay? Or there's that like universal hand signal for like, you know, I'm not okay, or like I need help, or I'm in trouble or something. Like it's I think it's those kinds of things. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, like see what that universal hand signal is, because there might be one day that you notice it and then you're able to then go over to someone and potentially like save them from something sinister, or I don't know, at the very least throw off the other person, or maybe prevent something from happening. But it's just it's a great idea.
Hope.
I hope this is like beneficial, and I would encourage everyone to share this with like anyone and everyone, because I think just bringing it to people's attention when it may not otherwise be on their radar. The same way, like, you know, with certain conversations about like racism, it's like before we started having these discussions in the masters, like I wouldn't have been aware of the problems, or like, because it's not something I as a white person have to face every day. And so for like, you know, a man, he doesn't have to have these thoughts, he doesn't have to face these kinds of things every day. So just to like get that awareness going, just, you know, literally just to have the conversation with like his friends or with other women, like, I don't know, with your parents, whatever, like it, like really just having conversations is very enlightening and important, and just to, I guess, develop a sense of empathy maybe and understanding, and maybe the next time that they do see something, they might you know, do something about it. Or it's even things like if your friends say like a sexist comment or make some sort of like rude or sexual joke, just to call them out on it and just be like, not no mean way, but just like, oh, I don't think you should say that, or like maybe don't. Like, because, you know, without that, then, like, the behaviours won't change, and, like, people will still experience these things and take action.
And friends saying, like, when I do my, comments or stories on Instagram saying that everyone's responsible, I don't mean that, and some male friends mostly answer, like, oh, but I've never done catcalling, I've never done anything. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't, like, that's not enough. Like, if a friend of yours is making a sexual comment on someone, an inappropriate comment, you have to call them out, because then you're responsible too. Otherwise, we're never going to get out of this. It's not enough to not be the perpetrator. It's not enough.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I think it's more powerful when it is someone you're friends with. Like, if I said something and a friend was like, oh, Robyn, I don't think you should say that.
Yeah.
I would really be taken aback. I'd be like, oh shit, okay. Like, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And, like, at the very least, it'll make people think twice.
Yeah.
Because, it's not like, good job you didn't assault someone today. Like, do you want a sticker? Do you want a medal? Like, that's not the point. Like, this shouldn't be happening anyway. But it's all the other things that happen outside of just that one singular event. Like, if and you know, like, discourage that kind of, like, locker room talk where it's, you know, kind of sexualized conversations about women, and it's all those things. It's not just, like, don't attack someone. But yeah, very honoured to be the first guest on this podcast. I have high hopes. Happy. I think it'll go far.
I hope so too. Thank you so much. It could potentially be an infinite podcast, because I don't think we'll ever end the sexual harassment experiences. Yeah. So, but I'm so glad that you accepted, and you're our first English speaking guest, and thank you so much again.
No problem. Happy to share.
Thank you for everyone who listened. And I will see you. I will, I'll see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.